Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about entity relationship diagrams. They're also called ER diagrams. They are a very useful tool for designing your database. It will help you find out entities, relationships, and the attributes when you're modeling your database. There are three main shapes in this diagram. You can see there's the rectangles, there are the diamonds, and there are the circles or ellipses. Now, the rectangles are entities, so they represent real-world entities. On the other hand, diamonds represent relationships between entities. How are these entities associated with each other? That's what diamonds represent. And the circles represent attributes. If you remember, attributes correspond to columns in database tables. So if book is a table in a database, all these circles would be its columns. So the book table would have a ISBN column, edition column, title, and genre columns. Now, ER diagrams, once they are designed, they can be translated into database tables and how they are connected. So this is as I said, this is a sample library database. It's very basic. As you can see, we have a book entity which has these attributes. Now, ISBN is the primary key. ISBN stands for International Serial Book Number. Each book has one unique ISBN number. So therefore, I picked ISBN to be the primary key. So if you know the ISBN of a book, you can find its title, genre, edition. But a book is not just does not make the library, so we need to know more about the book, such as whom a book is authored by. Therefore, we have an author table. Now, author has an ID, unique ID, first name, last name. The author has to have an ID because there may be two authors with the same name. Therefore, it makes sense to give authors a unique ID. As I said, this is a basic library database. Therefore, you can actually give authors more attributes such as country, language, maybe address, contact info, etc. And you see this is the relationship between that connects author and the book. So a book is authored by an author, right? It's written by an author. Now, how do I know which book is written by which author? So to do that, you have to map the book primary keys to author primary keys, which makes up foreign keys. So ISBN would be a foreign key in authored by table. So this would become a table, and it would have ISBNs from the book and author ID from the author table. So that's how you know which book is written by which author. On the other hand, we also need to talk about cardinality. So cardinality is the numeric relationship, right? Now, I call this many-to-many because an author can write many books, right? So an author can write multiple books. On the other hand, a book might be written by multiple authors, which I'm sure you guys are familiar. A lot of the textbooks, university textbooks, college textbooks are written by several authors. So multiple authors can write multiple books. Okay, and on the other hand, each author might write multiple books. So this is a many-to-many relationship. And a library needs to also keep track of which books are checked out, and the members who check them out, etc. So in order to be a member of the library, you have to provide them first name, last name, address, and phone, and then they give you a member ID. So I forgot to underline this. Since it's a primary key, I'm going to underline this attribute. So the members have these attributes. That's how we can identify them. And a member can check books. Now, many members can check books. But let's say that our library has a policy, each member can check out only one book at a time. And you cannot check out another book until you bring it back. So therefore, here you can see the relationship is a many to one, because many members can check out book, but they can check out only one book at a time. Now, checkout is a relationship here, but it has attributes. So when a book is checked out, there are several things we need to keep track of. ISBN is going to tell us which book is checked out, because that would be really bad if the library forgets which book is checked out. Then people don't bring it back and you don't even know what happened to the book. So they need to check out which book is checked out and which member checked it out. So we get the unique ID of the member. When is it checked out? That's important because a book may be checked out several times, right? You can check out a book, you can bring it back at a certain date, and somebody else checks it out, and then they bring it back. It's a circle. And when you should bring it back, or when it was returned. So based on this information, you can calculate if the book was returned late, then you can calculate fees, etc. So pretty much all this information here is mandatory, essential. On the other hand, as you can see, all these entities are connected to each other through relationships. So you can actually use SQL joins to query, write different queries, such as you can see if an author's book is checked out, or who checked out a certain author's books, right? Or which dates they are checked out. So you can maybe, for example, create some report tools, right? Which authors are which author is the most popular at a certain month, or the most popular authors of each month, right? So you can create some data reporting tools that way using these queries, or which book got checked out the most, which book is not popular, and etc. So this is a basic introduction to ER diagrams, and see you in the next video.